So blockchains have a dilemma. It's called the blockchain trilemma. They have to sacrifice one of these, either decentralization, scalability, or security. Now, if you look at maybe Solana, they sacrifice decentralization. Yeah. And if you look at Ethereum, they've sacrificed scalability. Now, you could say the same for Bitcoin. However, there's been no blockchain that has actually solved all of this. However, I believe with Ethereum's Fusaka upgrade, they are moving into the right direction because they haven't sacrificed security or decentralization. In fact, Ethereum is one of the most decentralized blockchains. And I can't believe I'm saying it because I've never been a fan of Ethereum. However, we're going to discuss their upgrade that went live yesterday, how this has impacted the market, and how it's actually shaping Ethereum into a good chain. Personally, I think it's beyond broken, Ethereum, but they can improve it to a way it's usable for most people. I built on Ethereum, I have some apps on Ethereum, and it cost me thousands of dollars, I think about $6,000 to deploy the contract. It was many years ago, and that is not really sustainable for most average people. So have a look. Their blockchain is now costing about 4 cents to swap in gas. Bridging NFTs, etc., is even cheaper. NFT sales or something that's a bit more complex, like if you have to mint an NFT and then send it to your wallet, it's a bit more expensive. So, what did the upgrade bring in? So, the main thing is their last upgrade with the Petra upgrade or Pectra, it was bringing in the blobs. So the blobs are basically bundling in, is similar to sharding or what sharding was meant to be. All the data from the transactions and the blocks can get sort of compressed into the next block and put in. So therefore they can put in more transactions and it should feel faster and smoother. So without further ado, let's give it a little go. So let's say for example, we want to sell some Ethereum. And let's see how much it's going to cost us. Bear in mind, Uniswap is a terrible DEX. So it's showing up as the network cost is 2 cents and we're going to take a little fee. Obviously, I've put a low transaction in. And let's see how actual fast it is. So the network fee is showing up quite high. Let's swap that out. And transaction was done successfully. But I don't know. It's probably not shown on the Block Explorer just yet. So it's still waiting. So is Ethereum really that fast? Is it really that good? I just feel like it's still so slow in terms of even with an upgrade. They're running through about 20 seconds. So that was about 20, 30 seconds. Yeah. Validated, put through, etc. It's in my wallet. I personally don't think it was that good. Now take a look at this. The usage of blobs is going up. That was the last Pectra upgrade. And now we've had our upgrade here. It should really start to move up, in my opinion. And it should scale the blockchain better. This is their whole roadmap. Now, this is an upgrade and they're going to start implementing it. So it's not like an instant transaction of the upgrade. So the gas limit is also going up. Gas cost as well should be reducing. And then the execution of the size of the blocks. You can read through this. I'll leave it in the description. But mainly what we want to sort of look at is the cost of Ethereum and their transactions per second. So their real-time transactions per second is 20. That is extremely, extremely slow. So they're processing every second 20 transactions. If there are a large amount of transactions, you're waiting like I was about 20 seconds for my transaction to go through. In my opinion, it's not good for trading, but it might be good for sending large transactions. But wouldn't you just use Bitcoin? Would be the argument. And there, the plus I see with Ethereum is their validators. Because it's very easy to sort of validate, it's really, really decentralized. And that's what they've gone for. It's the most programmable, decentralized blockchain. And that's the only thing it's got going for it. If other chains, like for example, BNB have 44 validators. That's it. So centralized. They control the whole thing. Most layer ones are like that. I don't know. I can't remember what Solana has. I think it's in the hundreds. But it's such a large amount in comparison to the others. It's probably more than all the blockchains put together. So the average transaction fee is costing 22 cents and it is down 6% since the upgrade. So this is within 24 hours. Now, what it will do is it will drop the revenue of the chain and it will drop the revenue of the validators as well. So the thing is, unless Ethereum's price goes up, I think people will still validate the chain, but the revenue of the chain will drop unless the price goes up. So this could be a catalyst for people to hold and the price to go up. So we could see a rise. It's up 6%. The last Petra upgrade, we saw it skyrocket in price. It nearly 2x. So we could be on the cusp of something going up. Now, if we take a look, let's compare it with Solana. Solana's transactions per second is 820. Yeah, and that's the main thing. Blocks, max transaction, it can push through, but we're running at 18 at the moment. And volume wise, look how many transactions Solana is doing in comparison. Finality is, uncomparable with Ethereum. So it's meant to speed up the chain, but it's so long. And transactions, obviously Solana's processing so much more. But take a look, the validators, 819 validators. They will be hopefully adding more and it would be really good for Solana to do that. But look at the decentralization in comparison. Now, let's compare with BNB, which is more of a similar chain. It came out at the same time. It's a EVM as well. BNB can process more transactions, and I believe they're going to speed it up as well. Transaction volume, obviously BNB is much higher as well. And finality, look at the finality. It's even better than Solana's as well, I believe. But the validators, it's a very centralized chain. So overall, a very bullish upgrade. I can't feel any difference trading on Ethereum. However, centralization is a big thing for me. And I think this is probably one of the better upgrades on Ethereum. If Ethereum could sort of get to the TPS and get to the transactionally volume wise of BNB, I think it will kill every other chain completely, just based on people like to use something decentralized. And Solana might be abound, but it will kill off every other chain. But they just can't do it, and they won't do it because it's built. It's built in that way where it's going to take so many upgrades, and by then something else better will come out. And it might be a chain for large transactions. It will never be a chain for anything below $100,000, $1,000, because it can't sustain, it can't push through all those transactions. So I hope this video has been helpful and explained a bit to you. I wish you all the best and take care.